check it out right now. Reaching out to going live right now because it's that time of the year. It's getting to the point where it's getting chilly outside. And this is that time where everybody like to chill out. The watch it get scary. Get that little spooky type feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I thought this would be a perfect time for me to actually give you guys a quick video about some of the stuff that I heard about in my life and some of the things that I experienced that are paranormal or spooky, if you will. But I wrote down a couple of things that I want to start with. I guess I'll start with my mother used to tell us a story about my grandfather and how he used to get down south. I don't know if you guys can hear me good, but hopefully you can. He used to live down south, and he would, I think he would steal a meal or something like that. And then he would get off work, he would go hang out at this little club, or a little club, and he would hang out at a little bar. Him and a couple of buddies that work, they hang out in the bar, they work. So what he would do is sit around, have a drink with his guys and all that every other day or every week or whatever. I don't know exactly how he did it, but his routine was, but he was basically a regular there at this bar. So he would go there after work and pick it, as I said before. And one night he did this. He wasn't too messed up. He wasn't like an alcoholic person, but he just didn't super scummy like that. But what he would do is he would hang out with his guys and he would get a little bit tipsy. He would walk himself home, either with his buddies, they would go together, and they would branch out in their own separate ways, or he would go home by himself. So this night, as he was drinking with his buddies or whatever, he decided it was time to go home. He ended up leaving and headed back to his own house. He started walking there, and one of his buddies actually walked with him. One of his buddies walked with him. And as they were walking to the house, they were chit-chatting, joking around, and they noticed the dog following them, in the distance. So they keep walking and all that, and talking and joking around. It's two young guys. His buddy cuts off one direction to head to his house, or wherever he was going. Grandfather kept going on the same route that he normally takes to get back home. So as he's walking there, continually notices that behind him, the dog is still, is following him. So he starts to pick up a rock or a stick or whatever. I think it was a rock. It's a rock at the dog. The dog kind of dodges it or whatever and continues to follow along like nothing happened. So as he continued walking on the block, he noticed the dog is still there. My grandfather was the type of dude that, back in Mississippi, those towns, he didn't play, so he would carry a small 22 gun with him. So as he was walking, the dog continually bothered him and bothered him. He tried to shoot the dog away, just wouldn't do it. He kept trying to throw rocks at the dog just wouldn't do it. He kept following, so he finally gets upset and pulls out his gun, right? Shoots the dog right in the side, like near the hip or whatever. The dog, makes a whimpering sound, cries or whatever, and you can see that he's bleeding. The dog lays down on the ground for a second. Actually, no, before he does that, he runs off into the bushes first. In the bushes, grandfather noticed him laying down, whimpering again, trying to lick his wounds or whatever. My grandfather continues to walk away, head back in his direction. And you might be wondering, a guy shoots a dog on walk home, and he just, nobody called the cops. As crazy as it sounds back then, that's how it was. Listen, there was really nobody to hear or even call the cops, because the distances between two uh, properties were, they were big distances. You could walk like literally miles before you would reach your neighbors in those times where he lived, at least in that area where he lived. And in some of those areas, it's still like that. But anyway, uh, yeah, he was walking with, with his gun after he shot the dog, and he noticed after a couple of blocks away that the dog wasn't there. The dog wasn't following. As he gets closer and closer to his house, he hears, the whimpering again from the dog, or a dog. He hears whimpering. He starts looking around and all that. He looks around, and he heard the dog, like literally like behind him. You know what I'm saying? So he turns around to see the dog was right there, bleeding and everything, The dog's right there, but not like he was in pain. The dog was still sitting there, like following along with him, like it was cool, like as if it was fun. He wanted to be with him for some reason. I got no idea. And yeah, to make the long story short, to make an ending to the story, when he went inside, you know what I'm saying, he slammed the door as he shooed him away, not shot. He shooed the dog away, so the dog would like get away from him at the house. He slams the door and goes to tell his wife about the stuff. They look outside the door. There's no dog anywhere around to be found. There's no trace of the dog. There's no blood or anything like that around. But when he shot the dog, before he went into the house, I forgot to mention, the dog did bump against his leg. They did see blood on his jeans somehow. Blood on his jeans, but the dog's nowhere around. No blood trail. I don't know if that was a ghost story or what. You tell me. I have no idea. That was some of the spookiest shit I ever saw right there, man. That was crazy. But it happens, bro. It happens. So here's another story. My mother, well, first of all, my grandfather, his wife, they have a lot of children. My grandfather was married twice. They have a lot of kids. He had lots of kids with my grandmother. My grandmother, I believe she had 14 kids, if I'm not mistaken. It was 13 or 14 kids with my grandfather. She also had children with another person too. They both had. It's a long story. I don't want to get into that, but she had kids from a previous marriage. He had kids from a previous marriage. They hooked up, and somehow it worked out better than the first marriage, and they became this big family. But anyway, my grandmother, my grandfather's wife, was a very religious person. She was really into church and all that, So she raised my mother and the rest of her kids all into church in their entire lives. Since I've been born, all I've known her for is being in church and praising the Lord, you know what I'm saying? But she used to take up the church and all that stuff too with her when we were younger. I was a little kid, me and one of my other cousins. And if some of you guys are watching, you know what I'm talking about because you were there with me. But anyway, my parents, my mother and her sisters and with her brothers, they were all in the choir at that time. They were all in the choir at our church. So my grandmother would teach them, a lot of gospel songs and all that and everything. And they would learn, how to sing. They would actually perform in front of the church. So one night, when my mother was younger, she said there's a lot of things that went crazy that day. But the main thing that she remembered is they were rehearsing one night for, I guess, for a performance they were going to do in church the next day, the following day. They were in church. They were at home performing in their room the songs that they were going to do, actually practicing the songs they were going to do at church. So while they were in there, my mother noticed that when they were singing, they had the lights really dim. Back then, when they were younger, My grandfather made some money, but not like it was 14 kids living there to take care of the all of them. They had to be on a real tight budget. So they kept the lights low in some rooms, and sometimes not even on at all. It was candles. So dark room, they were singing these gospel songs and all that all night, practicing and rehearsing over and over the same songs and over and over until they just got tired of it. So hours they've been rehearsing. So my mother said that either her or she's the youngest, my mother. She's the youngest of all the brothers. Either her or the next youngest, which is still one of her older sisters. Noticed on the wall a figure that symbols what you would call Baphomet, or the devil, Satan, a face of Satan, a horned being, the reflection of it on the wall. Why did this happen when they were singing and a person that really loves gospel type of house? I mean, I have no idea why this would happen. This is another story that they used to always tell us about when I was younger. And then there was another story that she used to tell me about the same house. The same house. There was one night where they went to sleep and all that kind of early this night. I guess they did some stuff as a family early in the daytime. They went and sat in the living room and had a little dinner or talk or whatever they did, what they were doing. At the end of the night, they went to bed. My mother and her sisters slept in one room. Their room, actually, let me describe what this house was first. When you first walk into the house, it was I guess you would call it a den, something like that when you walk in, because it wasn't really a living room or a bedroom. It was more like a den. You walk right into the first room, it was a den. As you walk inward more to your right, as soon as you enter the front door, to your right would be the living room. So when you walk past the living room, you would be into, which is like a hallway. That hallway to the right of it was a bathroom, and to the left of it was my grandfather and grandmother's bedroom. If you walk a little further ahead, to the left again would be the daughter's bedroom. And then right to the right side of that, in front of that door that would give you the entrance to the daughter's bedroom, would be the kitchen. Just to describe a little more, if you walk a little further, you'd be at the back door, which, if you opened it to the left again, would be another entrance which would head you upstairs to the attic or second floor, which was mostly where the boys stayed, or the guys. So, anyway, with that being said, my grandmother in that house, she went to sleep one night. Yeah, they all went to sleep, not just my grandmother. They all were sleeping one night. And my grandmother sometimes would come in the kitchen when my grandfather was at work. Sometimes we had to work over some night shifts or late shifts because that's still near that thing. But anyway, sometimes we work a late night shift, and my grandmother would occasionally go and cook him a meal so that when he gets home in the morning, or whenever time he gets home, we have something prepared for him. So there was nothing suspicious to my sister, my mother and my sister, when one night they heard a bunch of spoons tapping up against the table, the kitchen table, because again, their bedroom was right across from the kitchen. You could be walking straight from the walkway, and right before you enter the kitchen, the door to their bedroom was right there. So they could hear anything that's going on in the kitchen. They could hear tapping of spoons and forks up against the kitchen table. So they kind of was like, they're thinking like, what the hell's going on one night, because it was kind of super late for this to be happening. But she said she opened the door up and she noticed that the spoons were kind of floating, levitating over the table, tapping themselves up against the table. Some was standing up, like spinning in circles, standing up at the tip, while others were floating above the table, basically just tapping on it like this. And then my grandma, as they closed the door, again, my grandmother's room was right next door to theirs. So she banged on the door the wall to let her, to get my grandmother's attention. My grandmother was like, what is it? So she comes out of the room to go to check it out. As she's banging on the door, though, you can still, the wall. She said that the spoons were still tapping. So my grandmother walks out of her bedroom around to where my mother and her sister's bedroom is. Suddenly, before she even gets there, no tapping happened. Her and her sisters were like, what the hell is going on here? And my grandfather, he was a cool cat, man. He was a real cool cat. He was a prankster sometimes, too, like myself. He would occasionally kind of choke on him and fool these guys like that sometimes. But that time, he wasn't even home. And my grandmother was shocked about that, too. So that's another paranormal event. Something that can be explained, bro. Can be explained. But that's just two of them. There's more. It's crazy. Eventually, I'll start telling you about some of the stuff that happened in my own life, but just stick around, guys. And I got you. Get me. Okay, but the other night, there was my grandmother. She went to sleep early, put the kids to bed early. These guys had a good weekend. It was a Sunday night. She just put the kids to sleep, and everything was cool. They just had church and dinner, and yada yada yada. Everything was good. Grandfather was home for the weekend, children and all that good stuff. So, the end of the night has approached. We went to church again, like I said. Everything was done. Kids were in bed. Grandfather was asleep. Grandma was the only one still awake. So, actually, she really wasn't awake. She was awakened in the middle of the night, which is maybe about 2, 3 in the morning, around that somewhere. She wakes up, and she hears, opening and closing of the door. Remember, that her bedroom was along the walkway, which is right across from the bathroom, which is the only bathroom these guys had in their house. So anyway, she hears a whole bunch of opening and closing of the doors, and she sees that my grandfather is clearly laying right next to her. He usually is the only one that wakes up and uses the washroom in the middle of the night like that. And my uncles, who all resided upstairs, who bedroom were upstairs, occasionally they would come down and use the washroom. So when it first happened, she wasn't kind of suspicious of it. But when it constantly kept doing it, then she started to get like, what's going on here? So she said she gets up, and she also had to use the washroom herself. This is what she tells me. So she gets up out of the bed just to go see what this is, because again, I got a lot of uncles and a lot of aunts. It could she didn't just assume that something wrong was going on here, but she did know something that had to be happening, because this is not normal. You don't do this every night where it's just constantly open and close, open and close, open and close. But anyway, she gets up out of the bed. She goes, opens her door. She walks into the hallway, and she notices that all the lights are off. The back door is closed. There's no sign that anybody was in the house. So she goes into the bathroom to use the washroom, like a normal person would do. Again, all of her daughters are there. The only male in the house at the time, without opening the back door, which you would definitely hear in that house. If that door made a creak sound when you opened it, so you definitely would have heard that. But anyway, in a quiet house, she knows her daughters are in the room. She knows her husband's in the bedroom. They're all sleeping. She's in the bathroom. Occasionally, when she knows that all her boys are gone or they're asleep, she would not close the bathroom door completely, so she could keep an eye out, and see what's going on in her house. So she would keep her door kind of slightly cracked open so she could see what's going on. She told my grandfather this. He told me all these stories about this one. She said that when she closed the door, she could hear some girl giggling in the hallway. She thought it was probably one of her daughters, but it sounded like a little girl. And at this point, all of her daughters, even my mother, which is the youngest daughter, they're all teenagers now at this point. And some of them are even adults. Okay. And yes, she did have grandchildren at this time, but they weren't there. They were not at her house at this time. But anyway, she heard a child giggling in the hallway. So that kind of startled her a little bit. She thought it might have been one of her own daughters playing with her. So she closed the door. Right before she reached to close the door, right before she closed the door, she noticed a white girl, we're black, just in case you can't tell from my own complexion, we're all black. And a white girl with blonde hair holding a doll run past the doorway. She slammed the door quick as hell. Like I would have done, and probably you would have too. She slammed the door quick as hell, right? She was like totally fighting. She completely finished doing whatever she was doing, her business in the washroom, washing her hands, and slowly opens the door up. Again, she hears the giggling. She still hears the girl giggling. She opened the door slightly, and she walked out, asking John, which is my grandfather named John, that you got at the pen game with me? And nobody answers. Still nothing but silence in the house. She walks all the way out and still doesn't hear anything or see anything. She walks to my mother's and her sister's room. They're all still sleeping, all in the bed, just the way they were when she went to bed. Goes into my grandfather's bedroom. I'm sorry, she checks the back door first. The back door was completely locked still, so not even the boys went inside their house at that time. Then she would, because you could only lock it from the inside unless you had the key, which again, you would have been heard when you walk into that creaky door, boy. When you walk past them, and you hear it every time. But anyway, she walks back into the bedroom, and my grandfather's laying in the bed. She wakes him up and tells him the whole thing, and he tells her that she must have been half asleep. Tells her to go to bed, and that became a story that's known in our family now. It's a true story. But that was something that always keep me out when I was hearing that story that man. But there's more. Now I start talking about some of the stuff that happened when I was older. These things that I was told about when I was younger, and those things I was just explaining before, I heard those things from more than one source, and those stories all like match. I was told the same story. All the ones that my mother slept in the same room with at that time, they all tell the same story, or a similar story, but it's just basically the same, almost the exact same way. But we got older, right? And we were living on the west side of town at that time. And I even lived in that same house that my mother lived in. So I've experienced myself some of the creepy things that happen in that house, but not with the tapping on the table or any person walking past the door or anything like that. But I did hear people in the attic, footsteps in the attic, when nobody was there. At this time, when I was a teenager, most of my uncles moved out of their home. There was only one uncle that actually lived there. He was actually staying there to help support my grandfather and my grandmother. He was actually helping them. But he was a trucker, so he was almost always on the road. He was just about never at home to, when I'm there, he was just about never there. So, I forgot to mention, that same uncle, he had one son that actually stayed in that house with us too. He didn't live with his mother, he stayed in the house with us. And I used to get all the time, walking upstairs in the attic, and they had a creepy looking basement that was halfway finished where you could actually, it was just enough crawl space to go underneath. You couldn't actually go in and like stand up down there. It was just like just enough crawl space for you to get to it. But anyway, it couldn't have been, the point is there couldn't have been anybody else there at that time. Nobody else could have been there. And I still always hear walking upstairs in the attic. And then it wasn't just me, because my uncle's son used to tell me the same thing. He would always hear that. But eventually we moved away from there. That was on the west side of town. We were on the south side of town. And by the time I became a teenager, we were staying with my uncle, my grandmother's brother. He had his own building where it was about 3 apartments. It was actually a home, but it was sectioned off into like 3 separate apartments, including the basement. He could have actually turned the attic into a separate apartment, but he didn't want to do that, messing up the story. So, but anyway, in this 3 separate apartment building we were living in, the home or whatever, we were on the second floor, the top floor. Now, when we first moved in there, it was a cool, nice place and all that. I want to mention this too, that I was a lot like my grandfather. I really made pranks on people. I really played pranks on my sisters and my mother and all that type of stuff. I would do that. Actually, I still would do that type of shit now. But anyway, uh, yeah, back then, we moved into this apartment with them. We had our own separate apartment on the second floor. And for the first couple of days, everything seemed normal, everything was smooth and all of that. And everything was cool. I also want to mention my sister, my older sister. She's kind of a prankster too, and she would play pranks on me occasionally too. So she's only a year older than me. But back then, when we moved into the south side, into this building, right? I had the front room. There's a front room that we look out into the street. That's the bedroom, which is right next to our living room. And then, first of all, let me describe this entire place. When you walk into our apartment, you had to walk up the steps. You get up to the steps, you turn to your right, and our door was there. That door went into our dining room. You walk into our dining room. And right to your left, if you walk into our apartment, you'll be facing the dining room. To your left, you'll be facing the back door. But you'd be walking past the bathroom, which would be on your left, and my mother's bedroom would be on the right. Straight ahead would be the kitchen and the back door. Now, turn them back around from the back door, facing on your left, again, my mother's bedroom, and to your right, at this point, the bathroom. So, you come from the back door, past my mother's bedroom, past the bathroom, in the kitchen, actually. You're walking in the kitchen while you're doing this. Past my mother's bedroom, past the bathroom, you're now into the living room. To your right would be, I'm sorry, you'll be in the dining room. To your right would be my sister's bedroom. And without turning around, without entering the sister's bedroom, keeping straight ahead, you'd be at the front of our apartment, which would be the living room, which is on my left-hand side, and my bedroom on the right side, which is, if you're facing straight ahead, you'd be facing outside, looking outside, basically, outside my window. Now, so that's some type of idea of what this apartment looked like. I have the first bedroom. And outside of my bedroom is the living room. We were in the type of family where we always sat in the living room and watched TV together and all that. We would do that occasionally when we would like purchase a meal, like pizza or something, and we would watch a scary movie. Like around this time of year, so we would probably do something like that. We would sit around together, watch a movie or something like that as a family. But we would stay in our rooms and watch TV. We all had our own TV. In fact, we didn't even have a television in the living room like most people would have, because we had them all in our bedrooms. Now, we in my first bedroom, after about a week of us staying in that apartment, my mother decorated the house and everything. We put everything, my beds all set up, my sister's beds and my mother's, everything. The bedrooms are all good, everything in the entire apartment is the way it should be at this point. She put the entire apartment up, unboxed everything, and everything is put together now. So, as I look out my bedroom door, I could see, well, let's just say this is my bedroom. Let's just say this is my bedroom at that apartment. And you guys are in the living room. This is, and where my screen starts and your screen begins would be the space between the doorway. Let's just say that. So this is my bedroom. My bed is over this way. I usually lay my head that way. So I'll be laying on my bed like this. And I could see straight ahead, which would be my window, and the doorway, which is where you are, going outside into the living room. So, now, all the time, right, I had my TV set up, like right in this area. This is my bedroom there. My bed would be back here. The TV set would be right in this area right here where I'm standing, basically. Right here. Right in this area. The TV set would be a TV stand, and a TV set here. All the time, dude. Back then, Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo and all that was really hot. You know what I'm saying? So my cousin downstairs, and my uncle's son, he let me keep his Sega Genesis because he was almost never home to play it. And I was just an avid gamer, and I still am to this day. And I always played the video game. I was in the house playing the game. So he would let me keep his video game system since I was always in the crib. Like, skip it, you can go ahead and hold it down. So I kept the video game system in my house and played it all the time, you know what I'm saying? and I'm gonna watch TV occasionally. I was a big Power Ranger fan and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, that was my favorite shit back then. And Big Bad Beetleborgs and all those. You know what I'm talking about. If you're around my age, you know what I'm talking about. All those type of shows and shit. But the only reason I watch Power Rangers is because of the Pink Ranger, man. When I saw Kimberly do that back and split with them pink back and shorts on, man, that made me start watching. Anyway, anyway, uh, I was back in my room. I would watch TV and play the video game on my setup like that. So I would sit back on my bed and watching my TV, which would be in this position right here. As I'm staring at my TV, right in the doorway, in the corner of my eyes, I would always see a figure doing this. So just imagine this is my doorway and you're in the living room, right? I would always see this at the doorway. That was creepy as hell to me back then. I used to wonder what the fuck was that? And I thought it was my sister playing games with me. So again, this is about the first week of us being at that house, at that building. I'll play, man. Her name's, well, I ain't gonna tell you her name. Huh? I'll just say T. Man, T, quit playing with me, T. You playing too much, T. I wouldn't hear nobody, she would at least laugh. I know my sister, she would at least laugh when she knows she was fucking around and she got me. She was scared me because I was kind of scared a couple times. Well, the first time I really wasn't. Until I realized that she wasn't responding. So I let this happen a few days, like maybe 2-3 days this would go on, back to back to back. I would notice, while I'm watching my TV, in the corner of my eye, at the doorway, at the entrance, I would always notice this. Again, so eventually, I got up out of my chair, right? I got up out of my seat, off my bed. I walked over to the door, and I would be like, T, quit playing on me, man. I know you're standing right there. Quit playing on me. You play too much. I walked into the living room, past the door. Nobody's there, bro. Nobody. So then, I walked back into my room, right? Sit there, watch TV for a little while longer, and just wait for it to happen again. Because I know if I try, hold on, I'm doing something. So I would wait until this is happening again, right? And then I just sit there like, I'm gonna wait till the perfect moment. I'm not gonna just hop up in the first try. I'm waiting until I know I got it right. But I forgot to mention too, in that living room, right, when you walk through that living room, right, there was a heater there, right to your right of it, right before you get to my doorway, there was a heater there. So when you walk past that heater, the floor would creak loud every time. The floor would creak loud every time, so there's no way to walk around that piece without me seeing you, because my doorway, again, was right there. So anyway, my sister, I always thought this might have to be her. She had to be now because she always liked to play around and joke against me like I do her right back. So I'm sitting in my room now, like to the point where I'm knowing the passion where I am. Because it's impossible for you to run past that creaky floor and get back into your bedroom without me seeing, right? So you're trying to be this cunning ass dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna watch my TV, wait for this moment. So I sat there, waiting, and I waited. I kept seeing over and over. I kept seeing the figure staring at me while I'm looking at TV. Moving away. Staring at me while I'm looking at TV and moving away. Staring at me and moving away. So one time, I'm like, you know what? I said this to myself. As soon as you do this shit again, jumping up fast. So I saw it come up and hopped out of my seat real quick to run over there fast and stand by my doorway. So I jumped up and run over there and look out. I'm like, I got your ass. I look out the door. Nobody's out there, bro. Nobody's out there. So I walk into the living room and and past the dining room towards my sister's room. I walk into her room. She's not even in the bedroom. I'm like, what the fuck? I go to my mother. Well, there's 3 sisters I have actually. The 2 younger ones were at my father's house. older sister were there this time, at this particular day. I go to the back, and I notice that my older sister was in my mother's room. This is all the way in the back of the house. I do have a little brother, but at this time, I'm 12 years older than him. At this time, I was 13. He wasn't even one yet. He wasn't even completely one yet. So like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And I thought I was going crazy for a little bit because this kept happening over and over and over for months and months and months. And then let's say about a year or so goes past, right? Now I'm in high school. At this point, I'm a freshman in high school. Well, my mother, there's two sisters that she always hangs with. She got a lot of sisters. There's two sisters that she always hangs with. They were like they're the other two younger sisters. So one of them lived kind of close by, and her son was around my same age, and we used to always hang out all the time. One of my favorite cousins, and we used to hang out all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even though we got some differences now, but he's still one of my favorite cousins. So I'm gonna get back to the point. They live in front, maybe about I want to say a mile, but I'm sure it's a lot less than that away. About 6 blocks away or something like that, 7, 8 blocks. But anyway, they live that far away, basically walking distance if you're a good, healthy person. So they moved. At this point, too, we still were going back and forth to church. That same church that my mother and attended, that when I was younger, I was talking about at the beginning of this video, they still attended that same church on the south side, and they live on the west side. So again, they moved. They moved. My aunt moved and everything. But my cousin, he wanted to still stay in the same area with us because he kind of like the neighborhood. He got used to going to that school there. And I'm sorry, I said I was in high school. I wasn't in high school at this point. I was in 8th grade, about to go to high school. I'm sorry. I was about to go to high school. He wanted to finish his 8th grade year in that area. He didn't want to move and go back to the west side and attend that school. He was used to that school there. And we both were going to attend high school together on the west side, so we just felt it better to stay on that side. So his mother moved away, and by my mom being his aunt, she allowed him to stay at our house with us until the end of the school year. So, but that being established now, we're teenagers now. We're about 13, 14 years old around the same year. And he used to sleep in my bedroom. I had this big bed where there was enough space for the two of us, you know what I'm saying? So he would sleep on one side, and I would sleep on the other. And he would, one night, I heard him and my sister in the kitchen. They were talking and all that. By the way, before this day I'm about to bring up, I continually seeing that specter coming in and out on the side of my doorway all the time. And it used to annoy the hell out of me. So one day, while my cousin was living there, before he ended up moving back with his mom to the west side, one night they were talking about just ghost stuff. I used to watch this TV show called Sightings back in the early 90s. It's kind of like there's a similar show nowadays, Unsealed Files, Unsealed Alien Files, and Unsealed Conspiracy Files. They show UFO stuff and sometimes paranormal shit like what's the other show? There's some other show that they show paranormal shit, you know what I'm saying? The guys go through haunted houses and all that type of stuff. My sister used to watch those type of shows and all that, you know what I'm saying? And I used to watch Sightings. That was a similar show. That's what we had back then. There was no YouTube in like 1990 something. So anyway, we would watch this show and all that. They were watching it that night, and her and my cousin was chit-chatting as she was washing dishes in the kitchen. He was in the kitchen with her and all that. And they were discussing, some paranormal stuff. They were talking about the same things I told you guys about earlier when my grandfather shot the dog in Mississippi. And when my mother and her sisters were singing gospel songs, and they would see, figures of the devil and all that type of stuff. They were talking about all those things, that I mentioned before. And I heard them talking about this, right? So I walked into the kitchen. I had come from my bedroom. I walked into the kitchen, and my cousin was sitting at the table while my sister was on the other side of the room washing dishes. You, you mentioned to her about, like ghosts that he used to see at my grandmother's house where he was staying at. See, say he heard a bunch of sounds and things, walking past the doorway and all that type of stuff too when he was staying at my grandmother's house. So he said, I walked to the kitchen, right? And I asked them, I'm like, you know what, man? I had some ghost stuff happen here. And they both went quiet for a second, right? So I started to finish the sentence. I said, you ever sit in my room and watch TV, and in the corner of your eye, you notice in the doorway, right before, when I said in the doorway, my sister cut me off, and she started saying, and my cousin at the same time, they both started to finish this sentence. They were like, you see somebody peeking in at the doorway at you? She said that, man, I got goosebumps all over my body, bro. I was like, what the fuck? And now I know for sure I'm not going crazy. I know for sure I'm not crazy. I knew it because they also saw the same thing. They saw it. And it's giving me goosebumps right now talking about this, man. It's crazy because the whole time we were staying there, we were there for at least maybe, I would say at least about 5, maybe 7 or 8 years we were staying there. And the whole time, the majority of the time, I was having that experience in that house, the apartment. And I remember one night I watched sightings, and because I got so fed up with this stuff, it's like it haunted me, man. I was seeing this all the time. And then I watched an episode. Well, first of all, before I get to the episode, later on in life, my sister, my youngest sister, she became an adult, and she started dating somebody, one of my friends, right? She started dating one of my friends. He started coming over on the regular to that same house, even after I moved out. So he had no idea about this story. Nobody told him about this. Nobody mentioned this to this dude. This is way after I moved out in that crib. My mother was still living there. I had kids and everything. I'm an adult at this point. And I'm staying in a whole other place. My sister was still staying there, my younger sister, and my younger brother, as well as my mother. And, my younger sister boyfriend happens to move in with them. He was helping support them because they were having some financial time and all that. Some bad things were going on, so he needed some extra help. And so did he too. He had some things going on in his life where he wanted to have his own space, but there's a whole other story. So they were staying there, right? But he mentioned to her that he was seeing people like he was sitting in the living room sometimes. We didn't have a TV in there, so he was sitting in the living room sometimes with her, and they would just chit chat because my middle sister, she was living there at the same time too. She was staying there, and they were sharing the front room. I moved out at this point, and my younger brother had the middle room that used to be my sister's bedroom. They moved into the front room, which used to be my bedroom, to the younger sisters, because my older sister had her own apartment as well now. She had her own kids. So my younger sister, right, with her boyfriend, they would sit in the living room while my middle sister would be in the bedroom with her boyfriend, and so they could mind their own business. They would be in the living room minding their own business. Again, the living room couch was up against the doorway, the wallway, where the windows were. So if you were sitting on the couch and you were facing our back door, you could be looking right at the back door, which was headed towards the dining room, and again to the left side would be the bathroom, my mother's bedroom, and the kitchen. So he said that he told me this. Actually, he personally told me this when I brought up the ghost activity in that house. He mentioned to me that he used to think my mom was spying on him and my sister because because they're being her baby daughter, she wanted to make sure she was being treated right. I guess that's what he was thinking. So he would notice that somebody would peek out of her doorway, same way I described before, same little peekaboo, same little thing like this. You would always see that right by my mother's doorway. But instead of looking into the bedroom, he said they'd seen someone looking out of her bedroom. Even at times when my mother wasn't even home, he would still see this. So again, this is in the future now. I was telling you guys about the past, about my experiences. This is later on now, but he was telling me this, but he was experiencing. I wasn't even living there anymore. He had no idea. I never told him about the story. They never told him about the story. I brought that up to him one day when I was discussing that apartment, how things was kind of spooky there. And he told me the same thing. And he described those things happening to him. So again, either that house makes us all crazy, or neither one of us is, and that stuff is really happening. And as I said, I was about to say something else, but I cut myself off by digressed about what you said that was. Oh yeah, about sightings, right? About sightings, right? I watched that TV show Sightings. There was an episode, right, where because what sightings would do sometimes, they would have a special that was totally about UFOs, and sometimes they would have a special that was only about paranormal activity, like ghosts or whatever. But sometimes they would occasionally combine them. You have maybe a segment, 30-minute segment or 20-minute segment about UFOs, and another segment about ghosts or psychic abilities or whatever. They had a wide variety of different topics that they would go on. But this episode I watched, right, it was about these guys who were all being haunted. It was all about ghosts. This whole episode was all about ghosts. It was all about people having these haunting experiences. And I forget this one guy who comes on there. I'm sure you guys, if you watch Paranormal Activities, not movies, but the TV shows, especially in the 90s, this guy was big in the paranormal field. He had like this, he was like Albert Einstein, basically. He had this big white hair, puffy hair, and a big black mustache that he would wear. Anyway, this guy walked through people's houses. He's like a psychic or whatever, a medium or whatever you want to call it, a witch doctor or whatever. So this guy, he walked with the house, right? He goes walking through this. This lady, she kept saying about how she knew that she was either possessed by him, not possessed, but being haunted by some demon or ghost, or either her house was haunted. She wasn't really sure. So she called up this, she called sightings, and sightings came over with this one witch doctor guy. He goes through the entire apartment, and no, it was a house actually. He walks the entire house, and he tells her that when you start to experience this, I could be wrong too. This could have been a female. It's been a long time since I've seen this. This could have been a female that I was talking about. It could have been a female psychic. It's been a long time. It's been about 20 years since I've seen this video. But anyway, no, not that long. Sorry, it's been about 15 years, which is just about as long as shit. But anyway, the guy walks through this lady's house, and she explains to him all the paranormal activity that they experienced in the house. And she goes around telling him how they were attacked by ghosts, her and her daughters were attacked, and any person in her family that comes into that, or maybe just her family, any person that comes to that house, they experience some type of paranormal activity just by being there. So she kept explaining to him all the things that she's seen and all the things that the house does, how the doors slam on their own, even when it's not a windy day, so you can't try to chop it up as you could have been the wind. Even when the doors are closed, the windows are closed, she still have this type of experience in the house. So she says that she wakes up sometimes with scratches and bruises all over her body, and kids were being attacked, and yada yada yada. There's a lot of stuff that was going on in that house, right? So the guy says, hold on a second. So I'll give this guy a call back when that is. I have to call him back in a second. I have to finish this for you guys. But anyway, the guy says, right, that the way to fix this problem is to go through your house. Well, first of all, what he came there for is to figure out if she was being haunted herself or if it was her house that was haunted. So he goes through the entire process of doing whatever he does to test the house out. He goes to find out if it was her doing first. He does a blessing, and the activity still continues. He finds out if this is a haunting or a personal haunting, or if it was a haunting of her house. So he determines that it's not her specifically being haunted. It's the house that has this demon or this entity that makes this dark energy in our property. So he goes through the whole period and all that, makes this little lesson through it, and he yells out loud. He tells her, "This is what you need to say." He said, "I can't say this because this isn't my house. You have to say this yourself. You have to tell them because they're haunting you in your property, anybody that you bring to your property. It's like, you have to say this to this person. You have to say, get out of my house. You're not scaring me anymore. And you have to say it. She said it out loud. Then he was like, no, you have to say it like you mean it. You have to say it like you mean it. Like, get out of my house. Get out right now. If you don't scare me, I'm on top of this. You cannot scare me no more. I'm taking it. The more you say that, the more of that energy, he was explaining, I heard more of that energy that he was back to this entity and let her know that it's not she's not afraid of it. It'll start to back off. So, with that being said, the lady did that. She actually started to say it with more and more feeling like she really meant it. She really meant it. And he was like, yeah, you got it, you got it, you got it. Listen, you got to let the entity know that you're in charge. This is your place. So she frightened the hell out of the entity, I'm assuming, because it never came back afterwards. It never came back. So as I watched the entire episode, I started to think like, damn, what if I tried that at home? That's crazy. What if I tried that shit? It might just work. As crazy as it sounds, man. I know I sound like a fucking lunatic saying this shit, but this is reality, man. Sometimes some shit that in reality just didn't fucking explain it. Now, at least with today's technology, at least with what we understand now, some of this shit you just can't, or at least I can't explain. But anyway, I forgot to mention too, that particular episode, my mother and my father separated when I was younger. And my mother stayed single. Well, she didn't stay single because she had a son by another guy, and they were still seeing each other, and they still are to this day. But my father moved away, and he got married. He was married, so I would go visit him. That's why I said my sisters, my two younger sisters, they were at my father's house and living in a separate place. I would go visit him every other weekend, and that particular episode I saw at his place. That particular episode, and I went back home. I was like, man, I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm actually gonna get on the trial on these late. I'm actually get on the trial. But the fucked up part is, it was always somebody at my house. My sisters were always there. At least one of them, or myself or my mother would be there. Somebody would always be in my house. Whether it be my little brother, somebody would always be there. So I kind of felt like I probably won't have an opportunity for me to actually say those words out loud because I don't want to seem like a fucking fool. Like I'm probably seeming like a fool on the internet right now in front of 2,000 plus people by explaining this shit, you know what I'm saying? But I don't give a fuck. I just want you guys to know this shit is Halloween time. So goddamn it, why not tell everybody what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure some of y'all got some shit out here. If you try to tell me, I probably wouldn't believe the motherfucking either, but yeah. So I didn't want to come out loud and say those words in my house in front of everybody. And they gonna look at me like, dude, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Joe Bo? You crazy? You losing your mind, man? What's up? So I didn't want to do it like that, you know what I'm saying? So I waited and waited month after month until one day, right? I kind of forgot about that episode too. I completely forgot about that. That's how this guy made that approach on how to get rid of these type of entities. So I went to the house again. I was home, and everybody left one night. This is maybe about I don't even know. This had to be at least 8 months, maybe even a year or more after I saw that episode. And I could have done it sooner, but again, I forgot about that particular episode and how this guy approach was on getting rid of these entities. So I remembered later on that the guy said to do that same thing, to yell out loud. My mother and my sisters went to, again, my aunt used to be on the south side with us, and whose son used to live with us for a little bit. She moved on the northwest side. So my mother she went to the northwest side to visit them. She would do this. We all would visit them occasionally, like every other weekend, just to see them. Right? So we go to either her house or my other aunt's house. So she went over to their house, and my sisters went with her. I stayed at home. Right? I had a new girlfriend. It's the same chick I'm still dating to this day. I got kids with. So I didn't leave. I stayed home so I could chill out with her. She came over, me and her kicked it for a little bit. She used to tell me the same thing. Like she thought I was pranking with her and coming to the doorway and looking, playing peekaboo, whatever, until she went out and checked the same way I did and noticed that I wasn't in the living room. But anyway, that's a whole other story about that. But she left, and I remember that when I was there, I mean, that same night, I was experiencing when she left and everybody was gone. I was experiencing the same thing. Somebody was peeking in and out of my door. And that at that moment is when I kind of finally remembered that I should try what I saw on sightings. And I'm like, damn, I'm like, yeah, fucking light bulb popped over my fucking head. Like, this is the time, dude. This is the time. So it's crazy as it sounds, right? I put my game controller down. At this point, I had a Sega CD. So any y'all gamers out there, you know what I'm talking about. I had a Sega CD. I put my controller down at this point and paused the game. I looked up to the door. I mean, I walk over to the door, and again, nobody's out in the doorway or the living room because this always happens. And I yell out those words that this guy said. He's like, man, you're not gonna scare me. I'm not afraid of you. This is it. I'm tired of it. I'm behind my house. I'm done with this. I'm not gonna be afraid. That's it. Stop trying to scare me. I'm not gonna be afraid. Just quit it. You're wasting your time. I kept saying it over and over. I said it about 3 or 4 times. And amping up. As I kept saying, I said calmly first, and get harder and harder and harder and harder to the point I said where I just was yelling it all out. I said to the point where any person that was standing outside, I'm sure they heard me because some of the windows were open and people downstairs probably heard it too. But at that point, I didn't give a damn. To make a long story short, it actually worked. It actually worked for a little bit. It actually worked. So after that moment, maybe about 2 or 3 days later, I seen that thing, but it was a lot less than it was before. I used to see that almost every day, all throughout the day. At this point, for the last 2 days after I said that, I was seeing it very spaced out, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. And it's only for about maybe 3 or 4 days after I said that, 2 or 3 days after. Yeah, 3 or 4 days. And yeah, it seemed like it worked. It seemed like it worked. But for some reason, I didn't have that problem anymore. But I guess I don't know if it stopped just haunting me because I wasn't afraid. Because this is at that point I was still living up with my mother. I was a teenager, and I said before that later on, my sister, when I moved out, my sister had that same thing for my younger sister, and my 2 younger sisters, and she's the youngest one says she still experienced that, and so did her boyfriend. I don't know if I completely got rid of the entity from haunting me, or if it just, maybe I just stopped it from haunting the whole house for that particular moment. Obviously, that didn't work on the entire house, the entire apartment, because he said it. And in the future, later on, it was happening to him. This was years later. I was maybe 15 at that point when I said those words. I mean, 15 around that somewhere, 15-ish, right? Maybe headed into 16. And my sister and her boyfriend had those encounters when they were like, I was probably maybe 20, my 20s, maybe 6, 7 years later, somewhere down the line. But yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But those things happen, man. And that's real stuff. I'm not kidding at all. Any of that I just said right there, none of those things are a joke. None of this stuff is a prank that happened in real life to me. And there's some more area things I can talk about, like I remember one time it was a barbecue we had, right? We had neighbors that my youngest sister used to hang out with the neighbors' daughter, right? And I had this cousin, right? Again, the cousin who used to live with us, right? He had 2 other little brothers. And I guess, well, he's not the youngest, but the second youngest brother used to hang out with my little sister and my little brother, right? So she used to try to, let's say my cousin, he used to want to hook up with my sister's friend, which is the next door neighbor. He used to want to hook up with her and all that. So he would come over and spend weekends too. He as well used to tell me that he saw the same entity. And, one time they were having a barbecue with the neighbors, right? The neighbors, while my sister and my little cousin were in the front. They were out in the street playing up there somewhere in the street. I don't know if it was exactly in front of the house, but they used to always hang out up and down the block, playing around. So my sister was kind of popular on the block, and there was a lot of some female friends that she had that my cousin wanted to hook up with. That's why he would always come around. So um, they were out hanging out, and they happened to have a barbecue next door. The exact same. I think this must have been a reason. I think it might have been a 4th of July. It's been a long time. I know it's been a long time. But it must have been a reason because they were out. My sister was out in front of the block, and usually around 4th of July they would have fireworks that they would do all up and down the block. So these guys were next door having their barbecue. We were our backyard having a barbecue too, right? It wasn't a big barbecue like we had a whole bunch of people invited over, and neither was theirs. There was not a bunch of people there. It was just the mom at that building and I'm at that house. And I think her mom was out there, and maybe she had 2 daughters. I think the oldest daughter was out there, but it was me in my backyard. My mother was in the backyard, and my older sister, and I think my middle sister was back there too. The middle sister, I think she was. It's been a long time, I remember. But it wasn't like people, just to sum it up. And they were talking and all that. They were talking to my mom, and the lady was talking. The next time they were discussing, how they were cooking their meal and the type of food they normally cook and all this type of shit and all this yada yada yada. And then I don't know how they got on the topic. I got no idea because I left. And I kept coming in and out of the house, bringing more and more food. Whatever she cooked, she didn't want to leave it outside, so I took it upstairs. And sometimes when she need other food, so I bring that back down. And it's a bunch of things I was doing, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't just continually, steadily in the backyard, just nonstop. So as they were talking about, the last time I remember them discussing food or whatever, how they cook their meals, then I go upstairs to go get something or bring something down. I don't remember what it was. And I go up and I come back down, and now they're talking about, that somebody had just passed away recently. The neighbor was saying this. She discussing how somebody just passed away and got her, and he was sick, and it reminded me of how the same thing happened with my uncle who used to live over here. My mother was like, "Oh, your uncle used to stay in the house with y'all too?" And he passed away. She's like, "No, he didn't stay over here with us. He lived in y'all apartment." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "What? You stay in y'all apartment?" She's like, "Yeah, uncle used to stay here. He used to always wear a hat, so he wore that hat. And he passed away upstairs in our apartment on the 2nd floor." And we all were like, "What? Oh, for real? Damn, we never heard nothing about this." And she's like, "Yeah, he was up there sick for a while. He had cancer and yada yada. He used to sleep in that front." She asked her first. She's like, "I hope that ain't happening in my bedroom. And my bedroom right here in the back, the main." She's like, "No, it didn't happen in that bedroom. He's like, it was in the front. He used to sleep in the front." Dude, when she said that, bro, my motherfucking jaw just dropped to the floor, bro. I was like, "What?" I was like, "What? Whoa. That can't be, man." And I'm like, so that might explain why I used to see some of the same shit in that same room. The same room. And then my uncle who owned that property, his wife, who lived on the 2nd floor, they were separated too. He lived on another property on the west side. She lived, the west side is probably really popping in Chicago. The west side and south side. My family in particular, that's where we normally stayed. We stayed on the west side or we stayed on the south side. But anyway, my uncle who used to own that building, right? He lived on the west side, and his wife still lived downstairs. She used to be the one collecting the rent. So she had a sister too. Her sister was older than her, but she lived in the basement. Her son, and her son used to take care of her and all the yada. So she mentioned to us one time that they had another person that was related to them that lived upstairs that passed away in that same house, in that same apartment. But not in my bedroom. It was in my mother's bedroom. Somebody passed away. It was a female that passed away in that bedroom. And they said before we were, I don't want to say her name, but the person that the aunt that lived on the 1st floor, her sister that lived in the basement. I'm just calling her Betty. Betty told me that she didn't just tell me, she told me and my sisters that she passed away in that room in that exact same room. She passed away. She had cancer. And before we moved in, when would come up, when Biddy would come up to the room, she would hear steps walking in that particular bedroom and in the living room. That's crazy, right? Nobody lived up there until we moved in. My uncle did have kids by his wife who lived in the first floor. But they were teenagers by the time we even moved in that building. They were already like 17, 18, to the point where they never were home. Never. It was just a boy and a girl. They were just about almost gone. Just about every day, the only time they would be home is when they got off work. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. But there was another experience. This is another place I'm living in now. I'm an adult, I have kids and everything. I'm living in a retirement place I've been to. And yeah, I'm on the south side too. No, it's not the west side. Some of you guys know why I see about to say that. But this is the south side living right here. I had an experience here. But before I tell you about that experience, I almost forgot about this experience. This is one thing that happened to me at that same apartment. I'm gonna tell you where that place is. I'm gonna say the street name. I'm gonna call it 54th. It's 54th Street. That's all I can tell you. It's 54th and some other name, but I ain't gonna tell you the other name. But 54th, that house there, 54th, as a teenager, right? There was one time, right, I was sleeping in my bedroom. My cousin had already moved out as a teenager at this time. He was maybe about, I don't know, 16 around this somewhere. That was about 15, 16. If not already 16, I was just about to turn 16 around this somewhere. So I was laying in my bed, right, after hanging out with my sister and my brother and all that the entire day, kicking it with my mother. We watched a couple of movies and all that stuff. So by the end of the night, I go to my bedroom, I go to sleep, I watch TV normally like I normally do. And no, I didn't experience after I guess had the confrontation with the ghost and told to leave. It's long after that. So I'm in my bedroom, and as I was sleeping, actually, I was sleeping, and I was in the bed sleeping. Again, just in case some of you guys wasn't here when I explained this. At that house, in that apartment, right? Suppose this is my bedroom. My bed would be back here. Bed would be back here. Back in this area, right? And the doorway again would be right where you guys are. This inch, let's say where this screen starts, where my hands on here, back there, that's my bedroom. This section here would be where my TV is, and my game setup. That's where my TV setup, right? And this direction, the door entrance to walk into my room, right? Where you guys would be. Stay that way, right? So, as I lay on my bed, I think I should act this out a little bit more for you. So I'm gonna open up this door here, and I'm gonna show you exactly what happened. But imagine this, right? I was laying on my bed, I was laying on my bed. Again, bed's back here. My pillow is back this way, so the foot of the bed is that way. My TV set is right here. I lay back on my bed. I lay back on my bed with my blanket up to here. So I don't know if you can hear me back there, but my blanket is up to here, up to my neck, basically. So all I can see in my bedroom is basically the top of the room, basically. I can basically see. Let me see if I can turn a little bit more light on here. Okay, now I can basically see from this point where my hand is, nothing beneath, because my blanket is covering all this up. All I can see is everything up from above this point. So I don't know if you guys can see that too. I'll lift up this screen just slightly. Right here, the door line starts here, door line. Okay, now the top of the door, right? I'm sleeping with my blanket covering my face. Well, not covering my face, but up to my neck right here. It's covering up my neck, up to my neck. And all I can see is everything from here on up. I wake up in the middle of the night. It had to be about 3 in the morning. Everybody's sleeping. The house is completely quiet. Everything outside is quiet. I live in the city, so I can hear things outside. There's usually activity outside. It's 3 in the morning. Nobody's outside. I don't hear anything. I don't even hear crickets. It's fucking quiet as fuck. So I don't know why I fucking keep my hand like this, but yeah. At that height, right, all I can see is that. I wake up at 3 in the morning. I open up my eyes, and I'm laying here in the bed for maybe, it seemed like about 10 minutes. I'm just laying here, trying to go back to sleep. I'm laying on my back, right? As I lay on my back, I can look and see that, that my door is open. I can see that my door is open. And while I'm laying there, I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can sit here. Let me turn this light back off for this. But I guess I'll leave it until I'm explaining this. Well, as I'm laying in my bed, right, I lay there and I notice that I'm trying my best to get back to sleep, and I'm saying to myself, oh my God, I wish I could fall back to sleep. So what I would do is I would count sheep. That never worked for me as a kid, but actually I learned how to make it work. What you do is when you're counting from 100, you start from 100 and you count down to 0. So what you would do is close your eyes and imagine the sheep in your head jumping with a number underneath. There would be a number underneath the sheep as 100. The sheep jump over it. Then as it jumps your leg, it turns to 99. Jumps your leg, it turns to 98. Keep doing that over and over. I mean, it might sound stupid as fuck, but give it a shot. It actually worked. And I kept doing that over and over in my mind and trying to go to sleep, basically. I kept trying to go to sleep. So I couldn't fall asleep. And so I just got to the point where I just stopped counting. I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to lay here until I doze off. So I'm staring at the ceiling and all that. And I noticed 1 or 2 cars ride past. Because I could see when I'm on the 2nd floor. So I can see that when the light shines on top of the car from the street lamp that's right in front of my house, the street lamp shines and makes a reflection occasionally on my ceiling. So I saw this, right? I saw it happen twice. Now it wasn't like back when, it wasn't like that. I'm seeing one pass, and then a little bit later, another passes. So as that happened, I go and I just sit there and stare at the ceiling for a little bit. And I look towards the door. I look towards the doorway. As I look that way, again, I'm laying on my back with my blanket up to my face so I can't see anything underneath this height. And by the doorway, all I can see is the door is open, and nothing from here is visible. It's on my blanket. Everything else is I could see. And I can see the doorway's empty, and the door's open. Out of nowhere, right? First of all, before I even say this, nobody in my house is bald head. Nobody. My mom has hair, my sisters has hair, my brother has a short haircut, but he definitely isn't tall enough to do what I just saw him do. What I saw this person do. This motherfucker walks in the room, bro. This motherfucker was so fucking tall that his head was literally up here where this piece is. My finger is his head, the top of his head. When you walk into the fucking room, nobody is that damn tall. Nobody in my family is that damn tall. I got my father's tall. This dude about 6'7", something like that. My nephew is about that same height. And my brother, my youngest brother, is taller than me now. I'm 5'11", and he's probably about 6'2", 6'3", around there somewhere. But he was young. He was only about 3 or 4 around this time. I don't remember. He's 2 or 3 around there somewhere. He was little. He was pretty little. Probably even still wearing Pampers at this time. But anyway, this motherfucker walked into the room with the height up here somewhere. Walked into the room, bro. And my blanket was like this. I didn't hear it again. In this house, I should have been able to hear footsteps. Let me turn the light off real quick. But yeah, in this place, I should have been able to hear footsteps when he walked in. If there was a person, if there was a real person actually walking in, I was wide awake, bro. Wide awake for at least 10 minutes. So I can't be convinced that I was kind of sleeping, half asleep. I was wide the fuck awake. And I noticed the cars riding past. And I even seen the lights reflecting off the ceiling that this was actually reality. I wasn't sleeping. I was not sleeping. I saw this motherfucker walk past my doorway, right? And come into the room. And I'm like fucking scared as hell because I'm like, who the fuck is this walking into my house bald head? And this motherfucker, shit, 7, 8 feet tall. Who the fuck is this? Like, this shit ain't normal. And I'm only a fucking teenager at this time, and I'm the man of the house because my father's not there anymore. But this shit frightened the hell out of me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to actually prove that I'm the fucking man of this house now, like right now. And I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do? And I'm shivering like damn and shitting in my fucking pants and this goddamn blanket underneath the blanket, right? So the blanket again, it's all the way up to my fucking head, up to like this and shit. I'm in the blanket. I'm fucking scared. I'm shaking in the motherfucker like this and shit. I can't be still. And I get to the point where I'm saying to myself, I was about to try to pull the blanket off and just think it real quick like this, yank it down real quick. And so in case the motherfucker was standing there, you couldn't duck in time enough for me to not see your ass. You know, see your ass. So as I'm standing there, right? I'm not laying there, right? I'm shaking like it's shivering and it's like fucking crazy. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is this? Who is this guy? By this time, the motherfucker walked in and was standing at the foot of my bed. There was just enough space at the foot of my bed because again, my bed is back this way in that room, and up this way would be the wall, but it was just enough space. Maybe about, well, let me say about maybe that much space, enough for a body to fit. A person to walk through and you can turn sideways and have just enough space. But yeah, you could walk through this walkway, right? I mean, walk through the space there. So it was enough space for a person to fit. This dude walked into my room quick. It wasn't like he did it slow like the TV shows do what they do. This it wasn't no motherfucking type of thing. This motherfucker walked in like he knew what the hell he was doing. He walked in that bitch and came straight to the edge of my bed and that shit scared the shit out of me. I'm not talking about. And my blanket again is like this, and I was to the point where I'm about to yank it off, and I felt a pressure up against my foot. Let's just say this is my foot. I'm using my toes. Whatever you call this area here on the foot, right where the toes connect with the foot, right at that area here, right on my right foot, I could feel pressure, someone pushing up against my foot. So I know this was something. I'm not just only seeing this, but I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling whatever this is. I'm feeling something here. Something is really here. So I'm little as hell at this point. I'm not like some big tough football player at this point. I'm a little fucking teenager. I'm average size. Well, I was a little more muscular than other teenagers maybe, but I'm not like, I wasn't fucking Junior Hercules. But it had me scared as fuck, man. And then at this point, right, I feel that pressure up against my foot, so I try to put my blanket down. I'm like, what? Build the courage up and put this motherfucker down and see what the fuck this is. And I'm just gonna run up out this room and do whatever the fuck I can. So I build the courage up, right? I'm trying to pull the blanket down. And for some reason, dude, I don't know what the fuck happened. My body locked up on me. I never had an experience like that ever before, ever. I tried to pull the blanket down. I'm like, what? I'm forcing myself trying to pull it down, but my arms and my body just won't let it happen. I'm just forcing like, imagine trying to lift up some weights that's way more heavier than what you know you can't pick up. Way heavier. And you just ain't getting any activity. It's not budging at all. That's exactly how it was. I'm just trying my hardest to pull the blanket down, to look at my feet to see what the fuck this is. Because I know this ain't nobody I know. And there's no person that's in my family that's bald head that fucking tall that you can walk your ass on my doorway and then hit your head in the motherfucker. Nah. Nah, nobody's that tall, bro. But anyway, I'm trying to pull this shit down and I couldn't do it. So I still feel the pressure up against my foot. And somebody pressing up against my foot. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I'm still struggling, trying my best to pull it down. And I still couldn't do it. So I'm like, I'm trying my best to yell and call my mother. So somebody can come and at least see what the fuck's going on. So I'm like, I couldn't even open my mouth at this time, bro. I'm trying my best. I'm like, I'm trying to yell with my mouth closed, trying my best to yell the highest that I could so somebody can get my attention. That means I can get somebody's attention. My sister's bedroom again is in between, mine and my mother's. So I'm hoping that one of these guys that he's here with, somebody that he's here with, somebody can come out and see what the fuck is going on. Break me free from this shit, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck, yeah. trying my best, dude. I'm trying my best. I'm trying to pull it down. I'm trying to pull the blanket off me. I'm trying to yell and do something, man. So, I'm like, you know what? Let them just, I'm like, you know what? If this motherfucker's in my room, whatever you're doing that's making me not move, at some point you gotta stop, motherfucker. You got to. So I tried my best to calm down. I'm like, you know what? Just calm down. Just wait and see if you're gonna do something else. Just wait. So I sat there for about another, it seemed like for eternity, but it couldn't have been more than about 2 or 3 minutes in actuality. But it seemed like forever though. And, you know, again, I'm wide the fuck awake. I'm not sleeping at all at this point. I'm wide the fuck awake now. And I'm trying my best to stay patient, to not pull the blanket off anymore. So I'm staying calm and I just stay chill. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see if this motherfucker walk around, does anything else. Or if he anything at all. Touch me any other spot, make me feel like I can't move or anything. I'm like, just fucking wait to see what happens. So I'm sitting here, right? And suddenly, I don't feel the pressure on my foot anymore. I'm starting to calm down, but inside my body, for some reason, I don't know if you guys ever been electrocuted. I don't know if you ever been shocked or anything like that. You ever we were little, we had a stove, right? The stove that was sitting right next to our washing machine. And when we would put our hands on the washing machine while it was running, touch the metal stove, you get an electric shock. You feel like voltage running through your body when you do that. I don't know if you guys ever experienced something like that before, or have ever had some electric type of shock or anything. Or if you ever been to one of those amusement parks where they have this fake electric chair and you hold those handlebars and those things like shake you and really rock you like that, and you get a fake type of electric shock feeling. Well, I had that experience. This is exactly how I felt. Sitting in that chair. Sitting in my bed, felt like sitting in that chair with my hands on one of those. There's an amusement park here in Chicago, and it's called, it's an arcade, mini arcade. It's called Haunted Trails. So any of you guys watching, I'm not sponsored by these guys. They ain't paying me on that shit either. But Haunted Trails, used to have this shocking chair. I don't know if they still have it. They used to have a chair you sit in, you hold the handlebar, and put your coins in, and it'll give you this shocking experience where your hands are like real fast like this, and it make you feel like you're getting shocked. But that particular feeling, I got on that ride a couple times, so I know what it feels like. That particular feeling there, I felt that, and like raging through my entire body. And I was holding on to that. It was going like head to toe, back and forth, head to toe. I feel it all down my body. I didn't feel this when I woke up, when I was awake. When I just woke up in the middle of the night, I didn't feel that. I only started experiencing that when I felt that pressure push up against my foot. As I felt that pressure against my foot, that's when it's like lightning bolts just start raging back and forth up and down my body. And then eventually I was able to calm down when I stopped feeling that pressure against my foot. I laid there for a few seconds, for a few minutes or so, and I yanked the blanket down real fast. And nobody was there. Nobody was there. I didn't hear anybody creep out in the room. Nothing was there. Nothing was there. I don't know if that was, if you want to call that some ghost activity, or you want to say there was some alien type shit. I don't know. Because I heard similar stories like that too. People claim they've been abducted and they return from being abducted. They have similar experiences like that, where the person brings them, or entity brings them back into the room, and they finally wake up and still be kind of in a shock feeling. I'm not saying that I was abducted or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that's kind of what the people explain. That they have the same similar type of feeling like that when they're being abducted or after the fact. But, yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. That was some of the craziest shit I ever experienced in my life. It's real reality, bro. That shit really happened. And I was about to tell you guys too about some of the most recent stuff that's happening in this place now. I'm gonna get to that right now. Okay, so in this place now, I've been staying here for, let's say, about, it's 2019 when I'm recording this video live. It's 2019 currently, October 2019, October 14th to be exact. I was staying 2019. I said that. October 14th, 2019. I was staying at a We were living in a friend's house before we actually moved in. We finally moved in. It's been about 6 years we've been staying here. First came, everything was smooth. Nothing, no activity. I didn't hear anything. Excuse me. I didn't see anything. Didn't hear anything. Didn't experience anything. I also make music. I don't know if you guys know that. So, I'm sure you guys don't know that, but I do make music. I'm a rap artist. I do a lot of things. Man. I make videos. I edit videos. I write movie scripts. I try to film them. I make music and all that type of stuff. So if you guys, it'll be a great help with me if you guys can subscribe to the channel, jump over to this channel here, and yeah, because I got a lot more stuff that I want to share with you guys, stuff like this and other videos I want to share with you guys, some of the material I'm creating. But anyway, I didn't make this video for me and stuff like that. But if you guys are here, it'd be a great help for you guys to subscribe. But I was recording one time after we moved to this apartment. I was recording some music. I got multiple entities as a recording artist. One of them, I could do R&B songs. I call myself K2 Smooth. Another thing I do is hip hop, R&B, more on the hip hop side. That's character name is Professor Berserker. And the other one I do is some more hood stuff, kind of more streets related shit that you guys most of you guys might relate to. I call that character Candy Dilla. As I was recording one of my Candy Dilla demos, right? I was in the room, closet. Not this room in particular. And since you guys know, I'm in my kids' room right now. I got 2 kids, my middle child and my youngest sons. I'm in their bedroom right now, filming this. The point in particular that I'm talking about, I had a room straight to the right of me. I was in the front of this apartment. And there's a closet there that has a door that opens and closes, but you can't lock it, but you can't open and close it, right? The closet was my mic room, or actually record my music in there, my vocal parts inside of it. So one night, everybody was gone. Everybody. They were all gone. I have 3 sons. My 3 sons they were all gone. And my wife is gone. They're all left. My wife's father lives in the basement. I live on the 2nd floor. My wife's father lives in the basement. My little brother, currently lives on the 1st floor. But at this point, in particular that I'm talking about, we had other friends that were living on the 1st floor. So but they never come up there. They never come up there. They never ever come up there. My wife is the landlady of this building, so they looked at her like, man, it was fair to come up to the landlord's apartment. So she was invited them. They never come up there. So when my wife left and the kids were gone, I went into the closet recording. In that room, though, right next to the closet door, I have a file cabinet, a small file cabinet, maybe about waist height. So I would leave that stand right next to the door. But of course, there's where my finger is here. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a white line going right above my finger. That's the doorway here. That little gap is probably there for space. You know what I'm saying? So it's about this much of the space. Because of the screen size, but judging from my face size, you get an idea. It's about this much space. So my file cabinet is on one side of that space, and the door, of course, is on the other. Because again, it's a place like this. Imagine the door being here, which is the darker area, the door line in between, and this area would be where the file cabinet would sit. Okay, but anyway, the file cabinet, I walked past the file cabinet, went to go and record. Well, I was recording a program called Cubase on my computer. Cubase computer was sitting on one side of the room. I go into the room, into the closet to record the rest. I start the video, I had to start the record button on the computer and quickly go into because on this software, which like many others, they give you a countdown before you actually start recording. Like you click record, it'll go tick, tock, 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 tick. And then after the last tick, close it real quickly. Like once tick tock 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 tick goes on. Put on the headphones, start doing the rap, saying yada 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 yada. That's my whole flow, right? Thinking I'm doing good. Snap out, do it good. Fuck up at some point, so I step back out of the closet and I press stop, erase that fuck up, and start over again. Go back into the closet. So I'm recording. You guys make music, you know what I'm talking about. If you make any type of walks into our apartment, occasionally walks into this apartment. Not the one on 54, don't be confused. This is a different place. He occasionally walks into this apartment. Only when he knows that we're not here to make sure that everything is fine. No car's gone. He sees my car there, but nobody, her car will show ride with me and my car, so we don't always take separate rides. It's me and just us here now. I mean, just be here, right? And I'm in I call it the lab. I'm in my lab and I'm recording. So he would come up occasionally, and I could hear him. That room that I'm talking about is right to the right of the front door to get in the apartment is locked. The back door to get in this apartment is locked. The door to my bedroom that I'm recording in the lab is locked. Again, I did this because occasionally he'll come in to see who's here, and I didn't want him to disturb me while I was recording. Because he sees my door is locked, he's not going to answer. I mean, he's not going to come inside and ask me, am I here? Because he knows obviously I'm here if he sees the door is locked. He won't try to bother to come in. So anyway, the door is locked. I go into the closet again for the last time, and I finally record that verse that I was trying to get. I finally recorded perfectly. This is how I want it done. This shit sounded good. That's it. I go back into the other room. Well, I attempt to go back to the other room. I mean, to the bedroom to play back what I just recorded, because you can't play it back without pressing play. You gotta actually start the song back over here. So I don't know. I know that I said it right the first, but I don't know exactly how it sounds. So I have to listen to it again when I play it. Let's play back. So I go into the room now, and when I'm in there, well, actually, no, I'm sorry. While I'm in the closet, I put my hand down to open the door, twist the doorknob. I twist the doorknob, and I push the door normally like I did, because the door opens outward. I push the door normally like I just did before, because I came in and out. As I said, I came in and out to stop and restart the recording process. Finally got the shit done. I'm done now. I step out of the room, or attempt to step out of the room. I turn the door knob, push the door, and all I hear is boom, boom. I'm like, what the fuck? The door is locked. There is no lock on the inside or outside of this door. It's just a knob. There's no latch to lock it. There's no twist lock. There's no key lock. There's nothing. There's no type of locking mechanism on this door. So again, I'm trying to wrestle with the handle. I'm turning. This is just but not fucking going. I'm pushing the door, pushing it, and I'm starting to laugh now, right? I'm starting to laugh now because I'm like, Grandpops. That's what my kids call it, their grandfather. My father, my wife's father. I'm like, Grandpops, man, I know you ain't out here messing around with me. I know you ain't, because he did jokes too. He got the jokes there. Okay. So I know you're not messing with me. He never does this ever. He usually pull pranks on his grandkids, and he usually pull pranks on his daughter or his son. But he usually don't put them on me. I don't. We cool like that, but he just don't. He just don't do that. I just don't want to make me feel like he's an asshole or whatever. So he don't really do that with me like that. But he does occasionally, but not like to this point where he would do something like that, try to lock me in the fucking room. That's something he could do with them probably, which I've never seen him do that either. But if he would do that to somebody, it would be to one of them, not to me. So I'm like, what the hell? I'm trying to get out, and the door wouldn't budge. I'm like, what the fuck? What is this? So I'm pushing it harder and harder, and it's not moving. I'm like, it's crazy, man. I'm like, you got to play games, man. So he opened the door up, finally, like pushing it as hard as I possibly could, and dude wasn't there. It wasn't him. He wasn't there. Nobody was outside the door again. So I'm starting to laugh like this. I know I'm not going crazy, right? So I get out of the closet and walk unlock my bedroom door now. And I walk into the rest of the apartment. As soon as you walk out that door, you'll be into my living room now, which is a big living room. I walked into the living room, and I don't hear or see anybody in there. So I walk past there to check the front door. The front door has two locks. It has a top watching all this. Because, yeah, I have fun actually telling you guys. So try to set a nice little atmosphere too. Like flame rolling in the background. So you guys like, you know. Also, I want to ask you like a few questions like that. Do you guys actually believe in ghosts? Ghosts? If you do, have you had any experiences? Have you had any experiences with ghosts? Anything that happened in your life, or have you ever heard of any stories from any person that's tangible, somebody that you really believe, that you really believe in what they say, that you really know that this guy's not known for a fraud, he's not known for lying about anything, especially something like this, a story like this. I wouldn't really lie. I know how crazy these things sound, because if people were to tell me that, I'd probably look at them like they were like, I probably would too, but after having some of these experiences myself, I had to sit back and realize that some things that in life you hear about or see, and it's not always it's not always an explanation for it. At least not one that everybody always accepts. It's not always an explanation that will explain some of the things that you go through or see. So that's how life is. Yeah, so if you guys do believe in ghosts and have an experience, do you think it's possible that a person could communicate with a ghost? With people on the other side, do you think it's possible that you can do that? Like if someone passed away, you could somehow get a medium to contact them, or would be able to relay messages to and from that person? I personally don't think that it's possible. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't make thought that any stuff that I did experience was possible either, but they happened to me. So, you never know. I've seen shows with psychics like Sylvia Brown and a bunch of other guys. I forgot what guy name was. Just had a show where he had an audience that was set out there, and people just go and ask people, did they have a person in their life that passed away named Harry, or it's not with him and all that crap. I forgot what they call it now. Richard something. I think it's like Richard. I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't believe that those guys actually have a real ability to contact entities from that side. I don't think they really have that ability. I don't think so. Not saying that it's impossible, but I just don't think they have the ability. And if it is possible to contact beings from the other side, not other worlds, but from the other side that have passed away, it's possible to contact beings that have passed away. Then I don't think in the mainstream, at least, we have that type of technology to help us communicate. I don't think we have that yet. I don't think so. And I certainly don't believe that it's just a natural born gift, a sixth sense. I don't think that we need to talk to entities. So, yeah, it's a sixth sense. I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. Because if it was, then we should be able to do that same ability with each other. We shouldn't have to be dead for me to be able to contact you. I mean, of course, I can call you, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, contact you mind to mind, telepathically. Like supposedly psychically with dead. But, yeah, it's crazy, man. But I'm about to wrap this up, man. I'm glad you guys actually came through and watched this entire video. Yeah, so if you guys like the content and you are thirsty for more, please subscribe to Jobo Vid, to my channel, because there's plenty more to come, man. I got a lot more stuff I'm going to talk about, a lot more things I'm going to share with you guys, and I just need a fan base of committed people that are interested in watching what I have to say, and that would work. I would need that, boy, I'm telling you. So, yeah, I guess I'll end this session right now, and everybody out there, stay up. Subscribe, you know what I'm saying? light comes up.